Hey, what's up? It's time for more One Piece. This is episode 612, 613, and 614. Last time, I remember we had Momonosuke, and Luffy's down with Momonosuke, and then they're flying back up now. I remember we saw a bit of Doflamingo, and he's talking to them, saying like, hey, fucking get rid of Law, and don't underestimate Luffy. Law is currently being beat up, and Virgo and Smoke are fighting, and the Straw Hats are facing off against Monet. There's some really cool shit going on, so I'm excited to jump into this to see what else happens here. I'm really having a good time. I can't wait to watch more. Make sure, I'm just gonna get right into the tiny advertisement section. Don't skip forward. just make sure to go to my Patreon account if you want the full length reaction, early access. You can get 20 episodes early on my Patreon account, or you can join my YouTube membership down below to get a week early edited videos. Otherwise, please make sure to leave your comments. Let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know like what your favorite parts were and stuff like that. I love reading your comments, and it's just helpful for me, for morale. And also, you know, like the video, watch the whole video. That's a big thing, I think, with YouTube algorithms. Like, watch the video, watch the discussion, you know, or at least put it on in the background while you're doing something. That's what I do with reaction YouTubers discussion parts of their videos. I put it on in the background while I play a game, or I'm scrolling through something or whatever. So you should do that too. But anyway, let's jump into One Piece. This is episode 612 of One Piece. Woo! Motto hands up. Okay, recap Rubik's. If you're new to this channel, this is a Rubik's Cube called the Recap Rubik's. I do it while the recap is going on, and the goal is to beat the recap. Also, if you're new to this channel, hi and welcome, and I hope you enjoy yourself. Alright, that's the cube complete. Oh, I'm so hyped for that Zoro Monet fight. In fact, it's gonna be this episode. It's called The Pirate Hunter Hunts a Pirate. Pirate Hunter Zoro faces Monet. Fuck it, it's a long title. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just a flesh wound. Oh my gosh. That makes sense. There's a lot of them in there. Aww. We haven't seen much of this of them like mourning their not being with their parents. Oh. Oh. I like that Mocha sort of stopped crying when he started crying, because it's like then she started getting concerned about him, I think. I mean, I can see how you'd be fooled by this act of Caesar. I mean, decent backstory you came up with, my man. Mocha's always so concerned about other people. I love it. I'm not writing any of these names down. The only one whose name I remember is Mocha. Or Mocha. Are those Monet's thighs? Oh my god! We lost those thighs? We could have had Monet with thighs? Why is she in like sleepwear? Aww. That makes me wish Monet was just nice. Because that was really sweet. Oh, she seems so motherly. But she's just not. What the hell are you doing, Nami? Yeah, Zoro's trying to protect you. Zoro's your BFF. Yeah, I love that Monet she plays this properly strategically. Oh shit! Heat egg. Oh my gosh! Melt her? She can't fly if you're melting her wing down. I like, oh man, that expression she gave there gives me chills. Like, excited chills. Oh my gosh. You gotta melt it down, Nami. Oh no! Oh. Now she's protecting Chopper, holding him up. Oh my god! He screamed his hat off. Oh, good job, Nami! Nice! Oh, this is a good battle. Oh my gosh. Oh, nice! Split a hole in there. Go, go, go. Gotta go and save Mocha. Oh no. Oh, she's using what I said in the discussions earlier out against me. Oh. But, like, what if it stops at one of these points? Then you're just gonna fall down like this! No, keep freaking out. We need you to go higher. I think he's hungry. Let him eat your hand or something, Luffy. I mean, it's made out of rubber. It probably doesn't taste great. Shit! We're almost out. Oh my god. He's being patient. Figuring you out, maybe? What? Are you cold? Oh man, seeing her, she's getting truly pissed off more and more now. That's kind of nice. Oh, Sanji, you have to stay and help with this fight. You have no idea how seductive she is when she fights. I mean, she's beautiful. Oh, she's blushing! I didn't expect that. She actually likes the attention. I thought it would piss her off. Oh, shit. Oh, I love Monet so much. It's amazing. Every second she's on screen. Oh my god, that's terrifying. Jesus! That's so scary. Oh my god. She's really freaky. Oh god. Zoro, you gotta do something. Oh? Oh! Tashigi! Yes, protect your men, girl! Oh! Oh! Did I know she could use Haki? That's awesome! Oh my god. Oh my god. Are we gonna have Tashigi and Zoro fighting together? That would be fucking incredible. Oh my god. Oh, I love this! I'm so excited about this development. That's so good. Tashigi and Zoro fighting together is amazing. That's a great plan for this battle. I honestly thought, like, okay, Sanji's leading these men or whatever. What you could do, because they've implied, well, Monet claimed that Zoro would lose against her. Like, because she seems to be a very logical and a realist, you know. She will, like, think of things in terms of strategy, and she actually, like, figures out how much of a chance she has against any given person, right? And so she said, like, I'm weaker than Luffy, but with my own strategies I can beat Luffy, because Luffy isn't as smart as me. So she used strategy to kind of beat Luffy, and then it kind of ended up in a draw. But I would say Monet, like, kind of just won their fight because like, you know, he didn't end up disadvantaging her at all, but she ended up disadvantaging Luffy and sending him down into the thing. So at the very least, she bought a lot of time with her fight with Luffy. So Monet just won her fight against Luffy, and now against Zoro, she was saying, like, normally I wouldn't be able to beat you, but now I think I can. Which I kind of believe her. Like, if she thinks that in that one-on-one fight she could have beat Zoro, what I've seen from Monet, she seems like a very intelligent woman. She knows, she's got great strategies, and she's got a great power, and, like, I think she knows what she can handle. I think she's telling the truth there. So Tashigi coming in and save, because originally I thought, okay, well, what makes sense is Sanji's gonna send the soldiers off, and then we're gonna have a Zoro Sanji team up, which would also be awesome. I love that. And so I was, like, looking forward to that. But Tashigi coming in, I way prefer getting a Tashigi Zoro team up. That would be really cool. Oh man, this is really exciting. I love it. So I can't wait to click play on the next episode, but I'm not gonna rush it. I'm gonna do my due diligence and do this discussion properly instead of just rushing on to the next episode. I'm kind of surprised that Monet seems to like the attention on how, like, attractive she is, right? Like, everyone's going like, oh my god, she's so beautiful, she's so hot, look at her. And she's, like, standing there, and she's got that sort of scowl on her face for, like, the resting bitch face for a little bit, right? But then, like, after they do it enough, she, like, turns away and, like, blushes and stuff, and Zoro's like, you're enjoying this. I didn't expect that, but, like, I guess if I think about it, you know, I mean, she seems like a, it's hard to tell, like, how evil she truly is, you know, because, like, to me, I guess she just seems like a soldier. Like, she's just doing as she's told by Joker. That's her main motivation, and she kind of doesn't think about the morality of anything too deeply. It's mostly like, oh, we need to get this done, unless she can use some morality against someone, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But anyway, I guess the thing is, she's like an undercover person who she spends most of her time, like, in this location with Caesar Clown. I'm sure she actually doesn't get that much attention, you know, like, she, like, not many people would actually compliment her on her appearance and stuff, so maybe that's why, you know, she's sort of isolated from greater society most of the time, and when she actually, like, lines up with them and stuff, and then they're complimenting her, maybe that feels good. Also, it's possible, and this is reading so much into, like, a 5-second joke, right? But it's possible that we saw her in the flashback, right? She was, I mean, she had the same body type as every attractive female in One Piece, but she clearly had an attractive. I mean, when Oda draws that body type, he's signaling to the viewer, like, this is an attractive woman, right? So he does that with Nami, he does it with Nico Robin, he does it with her, he does it with Tashigi, he does it with Vivi, you know, like, all these characters that have the exact same body type, Boa Hancock, it's signaling to the viewer like this is supposed to be like the peak of beauty, essentially. Because a lot of those characters, the characters in the show, do end up commenting on how beautiful they are as well. Anyway, point is, she like had a beautiful body. She still does, but she had a beautiful body, and then she got wings and harpy legs and all that stuff, right? It's possible maybe she is self-conscious about her appearance, like now, you know, in that she's self-conscious about the bird legs and the wings and stuff. Maybe she thinks it makes her disgusting. Not that it might not get to her too much, you know. I don't think she would be like super upset about it, but just she maybe assumes in her mind that she's not beautiful anymore. But then these guys come in and they're like, oh my god, she's so hot, look at her, she's gorgeous and stuff, and then she blushes, maybe because she's like, holy shit, I'm still beautiful, that's awesome. They don't care that I have bird legs. So yeah, and like being around Caesar Clown and stuff, like he's not gonna be like, oh Monet, you're beautiful, you know. he's like, unless he thought he could manipulate her. But I think Caesar Clown thinks he's like, him and Monet are on the same level, so he doesn't need to like flatter her or whatever, so he doesn't bother. Anyway, another thing is, I was talking about in previous discussions, in like the last 2 videos or so, I've been talking about how I believed that at the very least, the kids and stuff in this section, at the very least, they're not being like verbally abused, you know, like these kids are being treated with some form of love, even though it's fake manipulative love only to get stuff out of them. They feel like it's real love, and so they feel like they're in a loving environment. And I said, like, that's the smallest silver lining in this horrible situation. In this episode, I can see why they're employing that, other than like what I already knew about it and what I already assumed was why they were doing that. Also, the idea of like being able to guilt trip people who try to save them. Monet can like say to someone like Zoro, what's wrong with you? These kids don't want to leave. They want to stay with, like, in this room with their friends, having candy, and they also are in a loving environment. We don't mistreat them. We're kind to them. Our workers are kind to them. They love us. We love them. Why would you take, like, she specifically said, like, why would you take them away from their foster parents? So, like, it's really, really manipulative, because you're pulling the emotions of like, to take these kids back, you were taking them away from their family, and that's like a really fucked up thing, because it makes the people who are saving the kids out to be the bad guys, and makes the kids feel like they're the bad guys and would be less likely to go with them and stuff. It's honestly a really clever plan, and it's really, really messed up. But I think that's what makes it really interesting as well. Luffy fell again, so now we got to deal with that. And then the final thing I wanted to talk about was Mocha again, because I'm always going to talk about Mocha, especially in this episode. Man, I was so close to crying there. I at the very start, when they were like going into like Mocha's backstory of her being on the ship and crying about her parents and stuff, that was getting me really emotional. But it was like her and the boy, and I forgot the boy's name, but I'm just gonna call him the boy for now. Her and the boy were like talking about it, and he was staying strong, but she was crying, and he was trying to comfort her, right? And then there's this moment, and this is another moment of like me reading super far into it, but I like doing that, and I like creating my own images of characters in my head based on what I've seen and stuff. So this is my interpretation of her character. She's crying, wah, 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 wah. Okay, she's bawling her eyes out because she's being taken away from her parents. He's trying everything to calm her down and stuff, and it doesn't seem to be working that well, you know? Until he himself starts crying. Like, he sees her crying. It's almost like he's been trying to be strong for her, and then he starts crying. And when he starts crying, she looks over and is kind of like shocked by it, and she stops crying at that time. My view of that is, from what we've seen with all of this, Mocha is a caretaker. She takes care of other people. She cares so deeply for other people. When she sees someone else crying, she goes into that caretaker mode. And so I think it actually helps her when she sees him crying. Because one, like, at least then she's not alone in crying, you know? Like, when someone's crying with you, at least then you feel like you have a deeper camaraderie with them. But two, because she goes, what am I doing crying? Like, this is all subconsciously, right? But she goes, like, what am I doing crying? There's someone else who needs my help right now. And she focuses her energy, instead of feeling those, like, deep emotions and feeling that pain, she focuses it on trying to soothe someone else's pain. And like, I really love that. She's someone who cares a lot about other people. I mean, when she sees a clown crying, she was like, mister, are you okay? Even though she's in a confusing, scary situation and should, by all accounts, be crying herself right then and there, she's worried more about this man she just met because he's upset, you know? So I love her. It's just so sweet seeing characters like that. I love when Oda writes characters like this that I just get so attached to and care about more than anything. Like, right now, Mocha, I'm thinking about nothing else except protecting her, making sure she gets back to her family and keeps her new family as well, you know, keeps these kids close in some way. Yeah, anyway, that's episode 612, so let's move on to episode 613. Here we go. Just stand up. Okay, recap Rubik's. Here we go. Alright, that's the cube complete. Okay. This episode is called Tashigi fucks. Like in a good, like, you know, like she's awesome. Tashigi fucks. He doesn't hit women. Yep. I actually kind of forgot about that until now, so of course he can't help. Ooh. Aww. That's so sweet. See, Sanji's complimenting Zoro just only behind his back. Oh, hell yeah. This is gonna be awesome. Her glasses are broken, I only just realized that. Because you need me. Oh? Why? Oh shit. Is this reanimated? I can't tell. I think it must be, right? Oh my god, I want these two to make out. I don't think that's true. I think it's specifically you, my girl, but... But at the same time, Monet picked up something about his behavior as well. Huh. I mean, I definitely don't think he views women as inferior, but... Oh my god! Oh! Oh, I'm so hyped about this battle! Oh. Wow, Monet stepped it up. Oh! What was that? What just dropped to the ground? Oh. Oh! Oh, that's cute. Nice! Mm-hmm. It's understandable to underestimate her because she loses a lot in this series. Oh god. She disappeared. Is she like blending in with the snow and the snowstorm now? Don't go up the stairs. That's dumb. Yeah, it's gonna rise. Of course it is. Where did you just walk in? This isn't the... Oh, wait, where is this? Some sort of freezer? Oh my god. Yeah, why were there kids' voices there? They sounded happy. Huh. Yeah, there's more. Is this from like a second biscuit room? Oh, is this from like the infirmary or whatever? Is a sweet girl here who is Momonosuke's friend? You're a skeleton, you're gonna scare them more. Yeah. Yes! Here's the girl. Oh. Okay, yeah, you tripped half of them. They're gonna bite you again. Yes! Yes, start helping them. Oh, this is great. At least we're gonna have more kids, hopefully, to help us now. Nice job outrunning them, Nami. Oh, yes! Oh, jeez! We're not gonna get another, like, Luffy climbing in with his hands and feet bloodied scene, are we? Oh my gosh. This is how you gotta create handholds? You're gonna just keep punching holes in the wall? Oh my god, that's pretty badass. I don't know if I've ever seen that in media. I mean, it's not easy for a human to do. Oh my gosh. Skin sword? Shit. Oh! Oh my god. Oh. Oh, this is fucked. Is Zoro gonna save her or is she gonna do some badass shit? Oh! I feel like Zoro's gotta step in. Oh, maybe not. She's using this chance. Oh my god. Oh! Fuck! Oh! Oh my god! Yep, now Zoro steps in. Oh! That's badass. No, that's what I'm saying. I think he does cut women. I think it's specifically a tashigi thing. Uh-huh. But I will? Oh shit, this coloring is awesome. Wow, look at that illustration. Oh! Oh my god. There's no way he just killed Monet, right? Oh my god. Now did he just knock her back there? Or did what the visual was, did that happen? Oh my god. It happened. She's in half. Now Tashi's gonna be like, wait. Well, I mean, I guess she's made of snow, but so she can probably kind of put herself back together. He didn't use haki. Okay. Oh my god. But she can't keep her form. So, did he just like destroy her mentally with that? Yeah. Yeah, he destroyed her mentally. That's actually badass. It's the equivalent of stabbing next to someone's head just to show, like, I could have killed you there. Oh. At least Tashigi got a slash in. Captain Eyeglasses. At least he's not calling you copycat anymore. It's still kind of condescending, but... I mean, she's fucked. Her shoulder was almost torn off. Damn, what a battle that was. God damn. Okay, that was a great episode. Wow, that was so cool. That everything about the Zoro, Tashigi, and Monet stuff is all really, really great. I think all the battles in this arc have been so good. I'm hoping what this means is like Oda's really stepping up his like battle game. You know, not in terms of like, not necessarily like the choreography or anything. Because sometimes when I say in anime, like, oh, that battle was awesome or whatever, what I mean is like, oh, they animated it really awesome, or the choreography of it, or there was like a creative solution or something along those lines, you know? But sometimes when I say it, what I mean is they did a great job at emotionally investing me in the battle and then paying that off. And that's what I think One Piece is like. When One Piece is at its best, that's what it does. And that's what it does well. I don't come to One Piece expecting it to be like, I'm not going to see like a Jujutsu Kaisen type fight, at least not in the current. I've heard that like modern One Piece has some really cool cuts of animation and stuff. And I've tried so hard to just never see what any of that looks like, you know, because I want to wait until we get up to those episodes so I can be in awe of it. But I'm pretty sure that like, there's in some of the more important arcs in more modern One Piece, you know, in the 1,000 episode range, that there's some crazy cuts of animation, and I'm really looking forward to that. I really am. But that's not what I come to One Piece for, right? That's maybe what I go to the movies for, and like the One Piece movies for, and that's what was so great about Film Z, or one of the things that was so great about it, was you got to see like One Piece storytelling, but within like with this really, really incredible, beautiful animation, like absolutely gorgeous animation that just like sort of looks how you imagine One Piece to look, in my opinion. But you know, with the One Piece anime, there's a lot of episodes. they clearly don't have the time, maybe not the budget, to like go all out in a lot of these battle scenes. So I don't expect them to. But if they can get me to be interested in how a battle is going and be excited by it and like be hyped when the final blow happens and be like emotionally invested in all of the characters in the scene, to me that's a really successful One Piece battle. And like I feel like Oda has gotten better and better at that as the series goes on, right? Like we've come a long way for me in like, you know, facing the Meow Band brothers. Like, who the fuck cares, you know? Or Pearl coming out of the sea randomly and stuff. It's like, who cares about this character? Even, you know, coming across, you know, Don Krieg. Even fucking Kuro. Even, you know, honestly, in some ways, Arlong. Although Arlong was good, but I guess the thing was, like, for me, it's like there's two things of Arlong that hit with me. One is like the emotional investment with Arlong is like top notch, incredible, right? And two, the sort of end of the battle-ish of Arlong, like as soon as they sort of enter the building, that's when I think the battle actually gets like solid and really good. But then like the lead up to that stuff with Arlong, I don't care about as much, right? And so it loses my emotional attachment a little bit there. So when I think of like great, you know, great battles in One Piece, that one's not really at the top of my mind, but it does have the emotional investment there. I'm just not as interested in the actual things that are going on in the battle as much as I'm interested in how they're going to resolve it emotionally. This is just my view of the situation, right? You obviously could have your own views of the situation. For me, this battle worked really well on every level for me. I was emotionally invested in the characters, in every character that's in the scene. Zoro, Tashigi, Monet, I cared about all of them. I thought all of them were super interesting. I also had questions on my mind, like, you know, they've talked about Zoro and whether or not he's going to cut a woman down, you know, like, is he going to do that? They posed that question, and then I just started thinking about it, and then I'm like invested in this like character question that I've got. That's going to be answered by the end of the scene. The problem of how difficult the enemy is a serious problem. She is extremely strong, right? So they did a good job showing how strong she was, showing how dangerous she was. Then you also have it be like actually visceral in a way, with like her biting into Tashigi's shoulder, and it's like the teeth sink deeper and deeper. That is terrifying, and that visceralness makes the battle have more stakes to it. And then you have a really badass like final move, not in necessarily what he did, because what he did is he slashed through someone. That's like, you know, that's what Zoro does and whatever. But it's about how it happened and how it was delivered and the reactions to it in the time, you know? Like, they built it up with Zoro being terrifying. And he even talks about, like, have you ever seen an animal that you could guarantee wouldn't bite you or something? It was something along those lines, right? Well, I haven't. What he's comparing himself to a visceral, vicious animal. And like, that makes you really scared of him. Like, he's basically going like, you've taken me off my leash now. I'm like, you're going to be torn into. So I really liked that build up there. And then, you know, the cut through is very satisfying. It's right down the middle. It actually made me go, holy shit, did Oda kill Monet here? Which I didn't think he would. I was like, she can't survive that. She was cut in half. And I was like, well, if he did it with Haki, presumably it'd be the same as cutting someone in half who doesn't have a Logia fruit, right? And then she started forming together, and I'm like, oh, I guess maybe not. Maybe it's different. But he didn't use Haki. He just used his sword. But the implication there was I could have used Haki. And if I had used Haki, you would have been sliced down the middle. And it breaks her. Like, it completely freaks her out. Understandably so, you know? Like, she knows he can use Haki. I mean, he did that slash across her face there. So she's bleeding. She can feel that blood. She knows he can use Haki. So basically he does that first slash across here to go, look, I can use Haki, and then the slash down the center to go, but I didn't. And that's a really cool moment. It's really great. And so it makes me think, like, because Tashigi's claim is you look down on women and you wouldn't cut a woman down because you think they're inferior. And then it seems like Zoro, like, first of all, it seems like that was Monet's read on him as well. And I think the reason that was her read on him, because she seems like she's intelligent, as I said, and I said, like, if she thinks she's picked up a weakness, I kind of believe that she has. So I think if she picked up that weakness without the history, and Tashigi has her own history with him that sort of backs that up, then I think they're on to something in that he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to cut down a woman. And maybe it's to do with the fact they're a woman. Maybe it's not. I thought for Zoro that, like, that gender didn't come into it at all. Like, in my mind, my original assertion of him, and this is neither good nor bad, the fact that it seeming like it might be different from my read of his character. But my initial thought of his my initial views on him was that he sees men and women, like, completely equally, down to he will do, like, whatever. Because, like, when he was a kid, he didn't even see Kuina as, like, he just saw her as, like, she's better than me and it's frustrating, right? And then when she's like, oh, but I have these gender, like, things that I'm struggling against, these societal norms, and also my own biology that I'm struggling against, Zoro comes back with, what? Who gives a fuck? Like, he straight up doesn't, wasn't even crossing his mind, it seems like. So I have had the impression that Zoro thinks of, like, every single person on, like, an even playing field, and it's like, if you're standing in the ring, then you're gonna fight, and you're gonna fight as hard as you can. But then Tashigi comes into it, and then he doesn't finish off Tashigi, and she says, why didn't you finish me? It's because I'm a woman, you don't respect me. And he says, his response to that at the time was, you look like my friend, and you talk like her, and it's pissing me off. Which, in my mind, that was him saying, it's nothing to do with the fact you're a woman. It's 100% to do with the fact that you look like my best friend. And then we move past it, right? Monet picks up in their battle that there's some sort of weakness there that she thinks she can exploit. And then at the end of the scene, Zoro concedes that there are things that he would prefer not to cut. Which I think implies he would have, because, like, he's not, in that moment, he's not talking about Tashigi, he's talking about Monet. So if he's saying there are things that I would prefer not to cut, he's saying I would have preferred not to cut you down. He hasn't generally had those reservations about people in the past, which tells me that it probably was partly because she's a woman. Now, why could that be the case? Is it because... I don't think it's because he views women as inferior. I've never gotten that vibe from him, and I don't think that's what he's like at all, right? I also don't think it's in the same Sanji way of, like, with Sanji, it's like he grew up with the idea of, like, you never hurt a woman. That's, like, not the gentlemanly thing to do, and that's, like, deep within who he is as a person. I don't think Zoro is like that either, because I don't think he would have ever been really taught that. I mean, he was beating the shit out of Kuina, or Kuina was beating the shit out of him, but, you know, he was fighting Kuina and stuff, and I don't think anyone ever told him not to do that. So I don't believe that's the case either. Now, the only other thing that I can think is that he still has that attachment to Tashigi no matter what, where I think it could be that, like, since Tashigi, I mean, not Tashigi, Kuina, since Kuina died, it's possible that he feels more sympathy for women in general, maybe because he heard that speech that like, maybe he's an ally is what I'm saying, like a feminist ally. In that, like, he hears that speech that Kuina gives saying, you know, no woman can beat a man, like, it's unfair, the world is balanced in a way that favors men. So it's possible he has that slight guilt of, like, when facing Monet in a one-on-one, he might have that tiny voice in his head that's saying, like, this is unfair. You have, like, the biological advantage in this situation, according to Kuina, right? So that you winning this battle is you exploiting that advantage. It's possible, like, subconsciously, that's something that's in his mind. This is my interpretation of Zoro's character. I'm sure other people have their own interpretations. I think this is a pretty good one. I think this makes a lot of sense, and I don't think this reflects badly on anyone. You know, sometimes when I go off on talking about this stuff, I'll be going on like what is like a sort of social justice warrior rant type thing, where I'm essentially like making some sort of statement for feminism or whatever, but like that's not coming into it at all here. I'm not talking about anything feminism related. I'm not talking about anything gender role related. I'm actually purely talking about Zoro's character and what I think he might be feeling based on what we've seen from him in this situation. And I think that makes the most sense to me. The idea that like he has in the back of his mind this feeling that he might be exploiting some sort of advantage he has over them, and but at the same time he knows when it matters, right? And he sees, like, he was sitting back watching and he was like, thank God Tashigi, in his mind, back of his mind, he was going, thank God Tashigi's handling this, because Monet needs to go down, but if it's a woman beating a woman, then there's no advantage that's being exploited there, right? But at the same time, when he sees that Tashigi is about to die, essentially, he probably goes, well, this stuff needs to be done. You know, like Zoro, it's actually a good contrast to Sanji at the start of the episode, where he's like, I never kick a woman. And then the guy goes, well, what if it was a life or death situation and you know, like you either kick the woman or you die? He goes, I would die. I don't think Zoro is like that. Basically with Zoro, it's like, I would prefer not to slash a woman, but if it is a life or death situation, I gotta do what I gotta do. I am an animal that, you know, like when you corner me, I will turn vicious. So I think it's super interesting, like really, really interesting character work. And it has changed, this episode alone has slightly changed my view of Zoro, but not in a negative or a positive way. I just now am thinking about him differently. And I think that's really cool of something to happen this late into the show, that I like really change my thoughts on the kind of person Zoro is. And the way he does things. And then the other thing was Luffy is punching handholds for himself, which as I said, I don't think I've ever seen in media. I've seen people climbing on like basically flat surfaces. I've seen people bleeding from climbing. I've seen people having to climb with their back against the wall or whatever. But I don't think I've ever seen someone going, duh, duh. It's really funny. So yeah, very cool. Anyway, let's move on to the next episode and final episode we're doing in this video, episode 614. Here we go. Okay, recap Rubik's. Here we go. Alright, that's the first cube done. I'm gonna try to do the second cube since this feels like it's gonna be a long recap. But maybe not, actually. It could be coming to an end now. It did come to... Oh, wait, no, it didn't yet. Okay, now it did come to an end. Did it? Is this the title? Yeah, there's the title. Oh my gosh. Well, at least they gave me a few seconds of a cute picture of the kids when they were happy. And now they're not happy. That's fucked. Having to hold him down like a baby. Okay, how many kids did we get from that? I feel like we got a decent amount of them, like at least half. No, this isn't going nowhere. We're getting some of the kids. Oh my god. Yes! Nice! Oh my gosh. You need to get the blonde kid first and foremost, because he's like the strongest of them, I think. Who are we following here? Is that Tashigi? It is. Oh yeah, he's making sure you don't fucking die. If she didn't wake up, he would have just ran the wrong way. Oh, she's like admiring his swords. That's so cute. What? It's a Mocha doll. What's that? Pick it up. Oh my god, she's done a great job to keep it off them for this long. Thank goodness it was one of the bigger kids who like snapped out of it. Oh fuck. Oh. Oh. They're pulling her hair. Oh. Shit. Shit. Oh my gosh. Is she eating all of it? Just so that no one else can have it? Oh my god. Oh my god. Is she gonna overdose? Or is she just holding it in her mouth? Oh my god, Mocha. Oh, oh Chopper. He doesn't want her to overdose, of course. I don't want anything to happen to Mocha. Oh my god. No way. No way One Piece has a kid overdosing storyline. No way. Oh. Oh, they all promised to do that when they were 20. This is really upsetting. Yeah. Yeah. It seems like they're getting close, but still, you're still gonna die. Yeah. Oh god. Such a scary thing to tell a kid, but he needs to. Poor girl. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. This is so fucked. Oda never kills characters. If the characters he ends up killing are these kids, what the fuck is wrong with him? Well, you couldn't kill Pell, but you're fine with killing her? That's what pisses Chopper off so much. You gotta hug her, Chopper. Oh. That's so sad. Oh my god. This episode's too much.
だからよく聞いて。名前モチャって言ったね。もうキャンディーを渡しちゃいけない。俺はここで。わかった。もうキャンディーは誰にも食べない。みんなでお家に帰るんだ。
She's so good. Oh my god. Oh god, Chopper, you gotta do something. Yeah, pick up Chopper. Take him there. Yeah, she's... Oh my god, she's priority. Okay. Alright. Okay, yeah, hold them down. This is good. Good. Oh, this is great. This is good. They gotta save her. I'm glad Chopper has such an important role in this. She looks like she's in so much pain. Oh. And it's still making me cry. Does this episode ever end? I'm dehydrated, Oda! There's more? What more could you possibly show me? I've gone through a journey. Ah, this is Luffy coming up. I'm not in the mood to be hyped, Luffy. That's pretty cool though. I didn't think I was gonna be hyped, but him wearing the dragon as a scarf is pretty awesome. And then Haki. Yeah, that is pretty hype. He looks like Doflamingo right now. You know how he has a pink fluffy scarf? Oh, that's scary and awesome. Oh my god, Oda. That's truly fucked. Oh. Oh. If you wanted to test if I had any emotional attachment to this arc and its characters, man, you take the character that I've been talking about constantly being so attached to and caring about so much, and you make that the devastating emotional climax of this arc. I mean, oh boy. Oh man. I mean, that's like incredibly sad, and some of the saddest I've been in One Piece, I feel like. And then on top of that, it's some of the most I've liked Chopper as well. I mean, I love Chopper. I always have. I've never had a problem with Chopper in the slightest. I don't even know if I've ever criticized his character or anything. Like, I've always liked Chopper, but it's the most I've liked him. Like, him caring so much about Mocha and him getting like incredibly emotional about it and like understanding why she's doing it and being like simultaneously proud of her and horrified. But my favorite bit was when he oh god, when he's there with her and they're holding the door back and she goes like, we didn't know, we just were giving the candy that they gave us and like we thought we were gonna live to adults, and like he goes, I know it's not your fault, I'm sorry, and then he like bows to her and says like, I'm sorry we didn't find you sooner. That's like really, really upsetting to me. Like, he truly feels horrible that they might be doomed, and he might be there too late, you know, only enough to be the bearers of bad news, essentially, but not fast enough to be able to save them. Oh man, and like the way that tears Chopper up, you know, the way it destroys him is so sad to me. Oh god. Yeah, I'm just like devastated by that episode. But I'm also really happy with it because from a storytelling perspective, it's amazing, and also just like from a fan of the character of Mocha, like the fact that she gets to be, you know, she gets this episode dedicated to her, essentially, to her being fucking dope. in a way is very nice as well, even though it's something I don't want to happen. I don't want her to sacrifice herself, and I don't think, I mean, I imagine we're gonna save her, but like just to give her that moment is a lot of respect for that character. I think she could have just been someone who was in trouble and like is too weak to do anything about it, but instead it's like she is the reason that these kids are safe, you know. Oh god, it's been a while, I feel like, in One Piece since I've cried that much. Oh man, I can't remember the last time I cried that much in One Piece. That really, really got me. Yeah, so I loved that. I also have a note that says I loved how Tashigi was admiring the swords. It feels, I don't know if there's much to discuss there. That's just me gushing over Tashigi's character. But after that episode, thank goodness this is the last episode I'm doing in this video, because I need some time to feel those emotions and work through them. Oh, that was great though. That was such a good episode. All three of these episodes I did today, oh, they were fucking fantastic. It was amazing. Like the first episode, which one was the first episode? Oh yeah, first episode was mostly like fighting Monet as well. So that was pretty awesome doing that. And then some backstory on the kids. The second episode was that whole Tashigi, Zoro, Monet thing, which is fucking awesome. And then this episode is the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. So like, yeah, those were three really, really good episodes. Oh yeah, that's One Piece, guys. That's One Piece episodes 612 to 614. If you want to go to my Patreon account, you can get the next 20 or so episodes on there right now, which I imagine would mean you're in the next arc of One Piece by now on my Patreon account. Go check that out. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Go to my Patreon account and go to my YouTube membership down below for 1 week early access, because you can get 1 week early access of the edited videos. So if you prefer the edited videos and you don't want to watch the full-length versions, then you can get 1 week early on that on my YouTube channel. But otherwise, support the video if you can, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. That's One Piece. Bye!